Sure, here's the text extracted from the images. The growth of bike-sharing schemes around the world. How Dutch engineer Lude Schimmelpenninck helped to devise urban bike-sharing schemes. The original idea for an urban bike-sharing scheme dates back to a summer's day in Amsterdam in 1965. Provo, the organization that came up with the idea, was a group of Dutch activists who wanted to change society. They believed the scheme, which was known as the Witte Fietsenplan, was an answer to the perceived threats of air pollution and consumerism. In the center of Amsterdam, they painted a small number of used bikes white. They also distributed leaflets describing the dangers of cars and inviting people to use the white bikes. The bikes were then left unlocked at various locations around the city to be used by anyone in need of transport. B. Lude Schimmelpenninck, a Dutch industrial engineer who still lives and cycles in Amsterdam, was heavily involved in the original scheme. He recalls how the scheme succeeded in attracting a great deal of attention, particularly when it came to publicizing Provo's aims, but struggled to get off the ground. The police were opposed to Provo's initiatives, and almost as soon as the white bikes were distributed around the city, they removed them. However, for Schimmelpenninck and for bike-sharing schemes in general, this was just the beginning. The first Witte Fietsenplan was just a symbolic thing, he says. We painted a few bikes white, that was all. Things got more serious when I became a member of the Amsterdam City Council 2 years later. Schimmelpenninck seized this opportunity to present a more elaborate Witte Fietsenplan to the City Council. My idea was that the municipality of Amsterdam would distribute 10,000 white bikes over the city for everyone to use, he explains. I made serious calculations. It turned out that a white bicycle per person per kilometer would cost the municipality only 10% of what it contributed to public transport per person per kilometer. Nevertheless, the council unanimously rejected the plan. They said that the bicycle belongs to the past. They saw a glorious future for the car, says Schimmelpenninck. But he was not in the least discouraged. Schimmelpenninck never stopped believing in bike sharing, and in the mid-90s, 2 Danes asked for his help to set up a system in Copenhagen. The result was the world's first large-scale bike-sharing program. It worked on a deposit. You dropped a coin in the bike, and when you returned it, you got your money back. Schimmelpenninck was delighted to see this development, and it proved extremely popular. It brought the concept of bike sharing to a wider audience and showed that it was a feasible, environmentally friendly mode of transport. E. Theo Molenaar, who was a system designer for the project, worked alongside Schimmelpenninck. I remember when we were testing the bike racks, he announced that he had already designed better ones. But of course, we had to go through with the ones we had. The system, however, was prone to vandalism and theft. After every weekend, there would always be a couple of bikes missing, Molenaar says. I really have no idea what people did with them, because they could instantly be recognized as white bikes. But the biggest blow came when Postbank decided to abolish the chip card because it wasn't profitable. That chip card was pivotal to the system, Molenaar says. To continue the project, we would have needed to set up another system, but the business partner had lost interest. Schimmelpenninck was disappointed, but characteristically, not for long. In 2002, he got a call from the French advertising corporation Jocy-Deco, who wanted to set up his bike-sharing scheme in Vienna. That went really well. After Vienna, they set up a system in Lyon. Then, in 2007, Paris followed. That was a decisive moment in the history of bike sharing. The huge and unexpected success of the Parisian bike-sharing program, which now boasts more than 20,000 bicycles, inspired cities all over the world to set up their own schemes, all modeled on Schimmelpenninck's. It's wonderful that this happened, he says. But financially, I didn't really benefit from it because I never filed for a patent. In Amsterdam today, 38% of all trips are made by bike, and along with Copenhagen, it is regarded as one of the 2 most cycle-friendly capitals in the world. But the city never got another Witte Fietsenplan. Molenaar believes this may be because everybody in Amsterdam already has a bike. Schimmelpenninck, however, cannot see that this changes Amsterdam's need for a bike-sharing scheme. People who travel on the underground don't carry their bikes around, but often they need additional transport to reach their final destination. Although he thinks it is strange that a city like Amsterdam does not have a successful bike-sharing scheme, he is optimistic about the future. In the 60s, we didn't stand a chance because people were prepared to give their lives to keep cars in the city. Things have changed significantly. Today, everybody longs for cities that are not dominated by cars.